Hey gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah,
and we are ready to roll.
They're small, but typically pack a big punch. We're talking about small box card games today.
Yeah, we absolutely love playing small box card games. And so we wanted to do a whole video where that's all we talk about. And we debated how we were going to construct this.
We did.
Is it going to be a top 10? Is it just going to be our favorite small box card games? But we decided to break them up into categories.
Categories of the types of card games.
Yes. And then give you a few examples of ones that we like to play.
So we'll start with trick-taking.
Yes, because you guys, if you followed us at all, you have heard us talk about trick-taking games because we love trick-taking games.
We do. So we have The Crew.
Easily one of our favorites.
It is, for sure.
Cooperative, easy to learn, starts off easy and gets more and more complicated as you go.
Sort of campaign style. Another one.
Lord of the Rings. Fellowship of the Ring, trick-taking game.
Yeah, sort of in the same vein. Very different theme, very different game, but sort of the same general overall category.
Yes.
And then we have another one called Fishing. And this is another one I absolutely love.
Yeah, we just played this one not that long ago, this year. We just played it this year.
Yeah.
And it's so fun.
It is. It really is. There's so many cool things that they do in that game that I just would not have thought of. And I absolutely love it.
Yes. I like that everybody has a starting hand and you play trick-taking like normal, but then the tricks that you win end up being your next hand for the next round. And then if you don't have enough cards, then you have to draw new cards, and those cards are better. So there's this really cool balance that you have to do.
Yes.
I keep thinking they're going to run out of trick-taking ideas, but people are smart. They know.
They really are.
They're smarter than I am, and they can figure out little nuances to do with that. And it's really fun.
That's right. So those are a few of our trick-taking card games that we really love.
The next category is card shedding games. So these are games that you are trying to get rid of cards out of your hand. The first one, and one that is really popular, I think it made the top 100 on Board Game Geek now.
Yeah.
And it is Scout.
Yeah, this is definitely the one we've played the most of in this category.
Absolutely.
By far.
Yes.
And so card shedding is not a mechanic or mechanism that I was super familiar with. And
did you grow up playing a lot of card games as a kid?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
So it's, but I love it. Yes. I think it's really fun. It feels to me like, in a weird way, golf. Because I play golf, or I did play golf. I haven't played golf in a long time.
That's true.
But I used to play golf a lot, and the idea is to shed your score.
Yes.
Shed your points, right? And same thing in this kind of card game. And so I don't know, I really, really like it. It was a surpriser for me. Yeah,
I like that because it has some strategy on how to get rid of your cards. Especially in Scout, because you can't change the order of your hand, you have to figure out how to get rid of your cards in a very strategic way based on what everybody else is playing. And it's really good.
Yeah, it is. Another one that we played and I really loved is called The Game.
Yes.
It's just called The Game. There are 4 spots and 2 are start with 1 and 2 start with 100. And the 2 that start with 1, you are adding to, and the 2 that start with 100, you are taking away. So you're going down the number, and the ones you go up in number. And you're trying to shed all of your cards, and however many people there are, you're trying to all get rid of your cards. It's a cooperative card shedding game. And
it's really hard.
Really hard.
And it's actually really fun. This one I feel like doesn't get enough love. Nobody talks about this game except 100%. For us, I think.
This is one also that we've never had anybody that didn't like it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Yeah. But it's really fun and really hard, and you have to play 2 cards on your turn.
On your turn, yep.
And sometimes you're like, I'm sorry, guys, this is all I can do.
I have to make a 20 number jump. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And
once you pass it, you can't go back. So there is a rule that mitigates that. But yes.
But it's hard to get. The next category that we'll talk about is set collection. So the first one that we'll talk about in the set collection category is Trio. Now this is a game that we play primarily with her parents and aunt, and because it's very easy, very fun card game. It's pretty quick. You are basically trying to make sets of 3 numbers.
Yes.
So you get to ask somebody, what is your highest card or what is your lowest card? And they can only show you their highest card or their lowest card. And if you get 2 of them, then you get the opportunity to find the third one.
Right. And sometimes there's cards in the middle. So if you wanted to, you can flip one of those cards to you.
It's very much a memory game.
Yes, it is.
And what we found is that if you play 3 or 4 games in a row,
right,
you start mixing up in your head. Wait, did they have that this game or last game or 2 games ago?
Right.
So it's really fun. It adds another element to the game that's really fun.
Yes. And I guess that's what it is. It's like it makes it a little bit sillier.
Yeah.
People are having a little bit more fun because nobody can remember where everything is.
That's right.
And so it's really a good game.
It is.
I like that one. The next game we want to talk about is a little card game called the Isle of Night. Now, I haven't played this one a whole lot because my daughter owns it, but we played it together and it was a really fun little game, and you're collecting sets of different symbols. It is done by Ryan Lockett, who also did the Sleeping Gods and
Sleeping Gods, Distant Skies.
Yes, and also like Near and Far and all of those, that series.
Yeah.
And so the art is his art and it's really good. And so, great game.
And the last one we want to talk about in this section is called Nar. It's a fun little Viking game.
Yes.
Card game where you're trying to collect sets of the same color of Viking. And then you can send them off to go pillage and plunder, and then you're trying to move your way up the victory track with that. And it's a lot of fun. We've only played it a couple times, but I loved playing it. I had a really good time.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And we've only played it at 2. Is it play more than 2?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't know where it is, but
I think it does. I think it plays it more than 2.
I would imagine. But anyway, we've only played it at 2. It was a lot of fun. Very much a great game.
All right. The next category of card games are Tableau Builder card games. So the first up is Forest Shuffle. This is one where you have cards in your hand. You can draw cards on your turn, or you can play a card on your turn. You play trees and you play animals, and the animals go on either side or on the top or the bottom. Sometimes there's different plants. So you're basically building out this cute little forest habitat, and they score off of each other. And so maybe you need to have different kinds of bats in your tableau area.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need different types of trees and they score. And so at the end of the game, whoever has the most scores wins. Very much like a combo. Yeah, it's very combo-y.
Yeah.
So you're getting lots of points with all the different things that you can put in your little forest.
Yes, and different things combo off of the same thing. So like you can combo this off of this.
Yes.
And really score high. Yeah. The next one we'll talk about is Castle Combo, and this is such a fun game. There are 9 cards that you end up having in front of you in your tableau, and you are purchasing cards from these 2 merchant rows, and depending on where the marker is the row that you can pull, that you can buy from, and you're just trying to build out your 9 card tableau to make as many combinations as possible. You can combo horizontally or vertically, and some cards like do best in the corner. In this corner, some cards do best over here in this. But then other cards, it doesn't matter where you play them. It's just whatever gives you the best combo.
Yeah, and some need certain symbols, and they need to be taken out of this row or taken out of that row. And so that one is such a great game. I love it.
So much fun. And it is just building out your nine card tableau.
Yes. I've played a game called Pixies. This one I also play with my daughter. This is a game that she owns. And it's also building out, I believe it's 9 cards as well. Okay. And they go in certain slots. So it's like 1 through 9. And then so you're trying to find 1 through 9 cards to go in there. And then you can validate cards by putting a card underneath it and different things like that. And they earn points based on different criteria, where they are or how many of a certain color you have, things like that. And it's a quick, fun little game. I enjoy it.
The last one we'll talk about is Arboretum.
Or Arboretum.
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 I don't know how to.
I don't know.
Whatever pronunciation you like.
Yes, you get to choose.
This is all about trees.
Yes, it is.
And you are just building out a tableau of trees.
You're trying to like put different colors with it. Like if you get chains of certain types of trees, you get more points.
Right. Yeah, you're just building as much of the. I mean, it's kind of the same sort of combo-y kind of thing, just not nearly as much as for Shuffle.
Yeah, and there's a little bit more math involved.
There is, yeah. But it's a fun little game.
I think I liked it more than you liked it.
You definitely did.
And I will say it's not as good as Forest Shuffle. I like Forest Shuffle better.
For me, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Forest Shuffle is awesome. But I did enjoy Arboretum.
I don't know.
Your choice. It is a fun game. So the next category of card games that we'll talk about is hand management. Mm-hmm. And the first one is very high on my list.
Yes, it is.
It is Fantasy Realms. This is a card game all about fantasy characters. Mm-hmm. And they all do a thing, and all those things, or some of those things combo off of the other things.
Yes.
This is another combo fantastic game.
Yes.
Combo-tastic.
What's cool about it is that you have all these cards in your hand, and you draw a card and discard a card, and that's literally how you play the game. And then once there's 10 discarded cards, the game is over. And so it's trying to make as many combos as you can in your hand before the 10 cards.
And you can pull cards from the deck or blind, or you can pull cards from the face up discarded cards. So however, I mean, if the game can go on longer if people are pulling cards from the discard pile.
Right, but you might not have what you need. You got to take that chance.
That's right. Yeah. This game is so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of points that you can make comboing in this game was very surprising to me. Mm-hmm. It felt very fun and strong and satisfying. Yeah. And I wanted the game to go on longer.
Yes.
Honestly, great game.
Also in hand management is Take 5.
Yeah.
And Take 5, you have this hand of cards, and then there are cards in the center. They're like a line of cards.
Yeah.
Everybody picks a card to play, and it's face down, and then everybody flips it at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then you have to put your cards in order, where
numerical ascending order.
Yes.
On to the closest one that is out
pile.
there.
Exactly. Yeah, you're saying it better than me.
Yeah.
And then the 6th card doesn't play it. They have to take those cards, and those are negative points for you.
Yeah, you want as few points as possible in this game.
Yes. And so you're trying not to take cards, and you never have a good hand. You always look at your hand and you're like, oh no, how am I ever going to get this to work? I have a terrible hand. But it ends up working, and I don't know. I really enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. And really, the points that you're counting are not the numbers on the cards. They're the bullheads.
Yes, the little bulls on them.
Most of them have 1. And then there are different colored cards that have 3 and 5 and 9 or something like that. When you get 5 cards in a row and your card has to go in that row, and there's like a red and a green, like there's like
lots of
12 bulls in that one. You're like, no.
Yes, it's fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Another one is Parade, and this is another one I absolutely love. It's set in the Alice in Wonderland world. And there are all the Alice in Wonderland characters are going on a parade,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a hand that you are trying to not get. It's another one where you want to have as few points as possible, and you have to place a card at the end of the parade, and then whatever number it is, let's say it's a 5, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then from that 6th card on to the rest of the parade, you have to take every card that's the same number or lower
and the same color.
So you're trying to figure out the puzzle of what card can I play that gives me the least amount of cards, theoretically none if possible.
Yes. And if you take them, you have to play them in front of you. And so, and there's ways to mitigate that as well. But it's a thinky game because you have to think about, the math and how do I get there?
Once somebody gets all 4 or 5 or 6, I can't remember.
I think there's 6 colors.
6 colors. Once somebody gets all 6 colors in their tableau, the game ends.
Yes.
And so, anyway, it is a fantastic game. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, we really enjoy that one. All right, the next category are push your luck card games. And so first up on our list is a game called Flip 7. And this is super popular right now. I know a ton of people who have played this game. But what you do is you deal out one card to each player. And then they have the choice to say, hit me or stay. If they stay, they get to keep however many points are in front of them. And then if you say hit me, then they get another card. Now, the goal is to get 7 different cards, numerical cards. And if you get a duplicate, you're out. So how far are you going to push your luck to receive those cards?
Yeah.
And if you do get all 7, you do get a bonus. And it's like
on top of the points that you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's just so much fun. It works for every group of people. Doesn't matter how many people you have. Like, it's just a really fun, it can be kind of party-ish game because it works with so many people. But
this game is the gambler's delight.
Yes, it is.
It is just purely gambling. Yes. That's all it is.
Yes, I had no idea how much my family would enjoy gambling until we play this game.
It was really funny.
It is fun.
And the reason that it's hard to get 7 cards of different numbers is because whatever number is on the card, there's that many cards of that card in the deck. So there are 12 12s, 11 11s, 10 10s, and so on.
So you can kind of, figure out, I have, a 4 and a 2, so it's not as risky to keep going.
Right.
But if you have a 12 and an 11, 10, you're like, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. So great game. Love that one. The next one is one of our favorite games of all time, Sea Salt and Paper.
Yes, we've talked about this game a lot because it's
so good.
Blast.
This is high on my boy Isaac's list.
Yes.
Shout out Isaac.
Yes. And it's a set collection game and a push your luck game.
Yeah, so basically what you're doing is you're trying to gather as many points as you can, but once somebody hits 7 points, the options are now on the table to either stop and count your points or say last chance and hope that you have the more points than everyone else, and if you do, you get a bonus.
That's right.
And so it's like who's going to stop the game first? Who's going to push? Who's going to say last chance first, and how many points can I get before I feel like I have to do it? Things like that. And the answer for me is never. I always want more points.
Yes.
So I do say last chance sometimes, but I like to push it.
In case you didn't catch that was an eye roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, another game that has a little push your luck element is No Thanks. And this is a fun little card game where you have these tokens.
Yeah.
And you have a card that you draw, and maybe it's a 30. Well, 30 is bad because the more points you have in front of you, the worse score you have. And so you don't want points. And so I'm going to put a token on that 30, and I'm going to push it along and say no thanks. Give it to the next person. Well, at some point, somebody's going to have to.
Well, they have the option to do the same thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
And at some point, someone's going to take the risk of taking all the tokens on it and keeping that card, because the tokens are also in-game points.
Right.
And so there is this push your luck element of, do I push this one on or do I take it? This is a lower card. Maybe I should just take this one so that I have lower cards and I don't get stuck with maybe a higher card, but maybe you'll get stuck with both. So it's definitely, there's some push and pull and some risk taking in this game. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the tokens minus your score, so they help you.
That's right.
So it's so much fun. There's a little bit. There can be, I guess, a little bit of take that.
Yes.
In the game, if you know somebody, because everything's face up, and so if you know somebody needs a card, and if you take it, it's going to hurt them.
Right.
Because they can't then fold it underneath when they connect it.
Yes.
Then it may be worth it to take it. And then I'm infamous for drawing a high card and then trying to send it around the table once or twice.
Yeah.
To
a
come
little
back
bit more than you should.
A little bit more than I should to see if I can get a bunch of tokens on it. And then with the plan of keeping it with a bunch of tokens on it. But it never works.
Yeah, usually someone will take it back before it ever gets back to you.
Yeah.
At least for the second round.
Yeah, the next category that we want to talk about are battle card games.
So the first one on our list is called Radlands. And this is a 2-player battler. Water is your currency. And you have to play cards into your tableau area.
Yeah.
And then you have these cards on the side that will tick off if you can play those types of cards, but your goal is to destroy, what do they call them, the 3 cards at the bottom of your tableau.
The sites or
something like that. So you're trying to destroy the sites of the other players.
Camps.
Yeah, camps. Yeah. That's what it's called. You're trying to destroy the camps and the other players, and you do that by playing cards. And this is just a really fun battle game. It goes back and forth, and at some point you're going to be able to destroy the other person's camp. And at different times, you can take out some of their cards that they have on their tableau. Anyway, it's really fun. I like this game more than he does, but I really have enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's sort of a cartoonish Mad Max setting.
It is.
And so it's like sort of post-apocalyptic rival camps, trying to fend for food and resources. And it is fun, but it's, for some reason, it just isn't as fun for me as it is for you, but I like it. Yeah. The next one is, there's 2 that we'll talk about together. Maybe we'll talk about one, but the other one is also in the same category. It's Magic the Gathering and Star Wars Unlimited. There are other games like this, but they are, like 1v1, or sometimes if you play Magic in the Commander set, or I think Star Wars probably does it too. Star Wars Unlimited.
I don't know.
You can play multiplayer, but it's basically just a battler. You're using resources, using cards as resources to play other cards, and trying to either attack or defend or cast magic or take out. In Star Wars, take out their boss. I mean, what do they call them? I can't remember. Their hero.
Their hero. Yeah, their hero or
something like that. Anyway.
So, hero or villain.
Yeah. And in Star Wars Unlimited, it's really fun too, because there are 2 theaters that you can play in. One is on land and one is in space.
And so certain ships and certain things can only be played in those areas.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah. And so anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's great.
And then the last card game that we thought we'd talk about is District Noir. And it has that kind of spy theme. Yeah. But you are basically battling. It's a 2-player battle game. And you have to either play a card, or once per round, you take 5 cards. But you only have 5 cards in your hand each round. And so you're playing cards and trying to figure out when the best time to take those 5 cards is.
Right.
And it's really a lot trickier than it sounds.
Yeah. For sure.
There's a lot more strategy, and they've already taken their 5 cards, so I know that they can't, but now there's all these negative point cards, and now I'm going to have to take those.
Right.
So there's definitely some strategy involved in that one, and I enjoyed our plays of District Noir.
Absolutely, I did too.
So that's it. Those are some of our favorite card games. We love playing card games. They're just a lot of fun, and you can take them anywhere. They're easy to play. A lot of times they're easy to teach. And so that's what makes them great. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
And tell us down in the comments below, what is your favorite, like air, land, and sea, which we didn't talk about. We definitely want to hear about it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.